and I think Robin can relate to it, I have no consciousness of what size I am. I don't think, like most people I think who are heavy, think about food a lot more than I do. And I also don't eat really enough to be as fat as I am or was. It's about lethargy and sedentariness. I physically stop moving when I get sad or depressed. And when I'm doing something, and when I'm, so doing the Broadway show, I just had an 8-week run on a Broadway show. I had to 8 shows a week, right? And so I'm moving, and there's other people around, and they're artists, and they're inspiring me, and I'm moving, and then, I'm going through some things at home, and I'm moving more because I'm with the kids, and and I'm actively having to participate more, and I'm starting this radio show, thanks to you. So I had to do that, and I'm up and about, and so then the weight comes off. Now, it doesn't come off to a degree that I'm, a size 10. The thinnest I've been as an adult was probably a 14.
Right.
But, it's not that I'm a 20 anymore, right? So I go between, what I am now, I'm probably 212 right now, 210. And the thinnest I've been as an adult is probably 175, and that's perfectly, almost too thin for me.
Were you the thinnest when you did the movie, where you had to be in the
course,
Gary Marshall look?
Yeah.
That was your thinnest?
Well, yes, Exit to Eden.
Exit to Eden.
And that was probably when I was 170 maybe at that movie, and not on purpose, it just happened that, I watched the Flintstones with my kids this weekend for the first time.
Right.
And my daughter, who's 6, kept saying, "Which one is you?" And I kept saying, "The one in the blue dress." She's like, "That is not you, Mommy."
Right.
I'm like, "That is me." Well, she's never seen me like that. She's only seen me heavy, and so she couldn't even believe it was me, So in that movie, Exit to Eden, I was about 170, and they had offered that role to Sharon Stone.
Right.
And she said no, and then they offered it to me, and I thought it was so funny I had to take it just for that reason alone.
Someone asked me before the show, they said they once heard you, tell me if this was a joke or something, someone said to me, they once heard that when you adopted your kids, you would rub them underneath your armpit in order to bond with them?
Yeah, that's close. Not my armpit, but a lot of books that I read before I adopted my first child, Parker, I was single, and it said that a baby inside the womb is used to the smell of the mother, and that when a child is adopted, there's the traumatic break for them, and that smell is no longer around. So what they recommend is that you let the child be on you as often as possible, and they can get used to your natural smell, and that becomes sort of resetting or rebooting the computer to help them not feel so abandoned.
Oh, okay.
So for literally probably a week, I didn't take a shower. Now, I didn't smell horrible, but, I used deodorant. It's not like I was a cave woman, but I definitely tried to do everything that I read in the books that would help ease the initial wound of the separation from the birth mother, which I knew had a tremendous psychological effect at any age.
So, anyway, you and I corresponded over the weekend because you're going through some tough stuff now with your marriage and all that, and you explained rather clearly to me, because I went through the same thing. You've got kids, you've got some issues going on now, so you can't talk too much about that. So I don't want to screw you up.
But can I ask one question?
Sure, yeah.
Do you think marriage made a difference?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
In other words, did it make a relationship worse?
No. In fact, our marriage was annulled. What happened is the war was on, and George Bush came out and said, there's a press conference, I need everyone, every channel covered it, and I'm thinking, my God, we're going to go into Iran, something big, I'm like, my heart's pounding, I'm having panic, Artie can relate, and what he says is, gays suck. Screw the gays in San Francisco, the gays are ruining America, and I was like, fuck you. And I said, Kelly, let's get on a plane and go get married, because there were thousands of people around San Francisco, and no one famous had done it.
Right.
And so I called some of my friends who were famous and gay and said, you want to come with me? Let's go in mass, and just stand there and go, you're going to round up the Jews for Auschwitz? Put me on the train. Give me the star, because I'm one of the gays.
So that was the reaction from that. And then why did you have it annulled?
We didn't have it annulled. The state of California.
I thought they grandfathered those in.
Right? No, they did not. They only grandfathered the second round.
Oh, that's what George was in.
That's right. George Takei, who says, Artie, you better not get sick anymore, because that guy's fucking funny.
Yeah, he is good.
Who would have thought that George Takei?
Amazing?
He's amazing, and that voice is almost like out of a...
Thank you.
Yes, hello.
Well, you guys haven't figured out, I hate George.
Oh, that's what it is. It wasn't your father at all.
That's not true at all.
just about George
That's
being on the
not
show.
true at all. I love it.
Oh, so it was a no, but so you weren't even really technically married
No,
anymore.
no,
Although
but-
you always said, I have
Of
a wife.
course we are. You know, we've been together for 12 years. We are a
Right.
family, and a family is a family is a family. We will stay a family, you know. And Kelly and I are working through a lot of the stuff that we have, and the children are the priority. And
Right.
we both continue to parent them, and we will continue to parent them. And, you know, you don't know what the future holds. I have to say, I never expected to be in this position. I don't think she did either.
Artie said a great line the other day.
I heard it. It was hysterical.
It was hysterical.
About the right wing?
He said the one thing about the right, everyone's with Rosie now, they're all for gay divorce.
Exactly. I thought it was great.
Everybody loves
It was
it.
very funny, Artie.
But you know, I'm imagining, because I went through a divorce,
Yes.
you as a single woman again.
Are you?
Well, they were
Well-
just talking about taking you to Rick's.
We're thinking of bringing you up to Rick's Cabaret.
I don't know, Rick's. Is this where the Symbian is?
No, that's
Sitting
here.
Right here.
Because I met a very handsome man out there who said, hello, I'm Michael Symbian. I'm like, are you the guy who made the sex toy? He's like, yes. Then you look at him, he looks like he runs a Fortune 500.
out there?
Really? He's out there?
That's what he
We've
said.
never
Is he
met
lying
him.
to me?
Oh,
Tim
Sabian.
Sabian.
Oh, he was lying to me. I thought
He'll be whatever you want him to be.
Oh, then
Yeah.
he did lie. I thought he was the inventor of the sex toy machine.
He's the inventor of the Sabian.
Tim will tell you he invented radio if you talk to him long
No,
enough.
no, I had him for 5 minutes, and he was the Symbian inventor. Whatever.
I can't even believe you called him very handsome.
He is handsome, I think.
Tim?
Don't you think?
Absolutely. I think he's one of the most handsome guys here. But that's just my opinion.
Not saying a lot.
So I'm imagining you now.
Singles bar?
Single, I mean, well, not a singles bar. I don't know what's going to be, but there is going to be a bunch of very hot women
Yeah.
who are going to be looking for you.
Well, that's very complimentary, and I think it's mildly delusional. But remember,
Come
Howard,
on.
I'm not in the
You're-
double digits yet in terms of partners. Okay?
And even more attractive.
You think?
you know what?
Absolutely. Nobody
Do
wants a
you
slut.
think, now Howard had
Nobody
his
wants a
moment.
slut.
No.
Did you just say that,
That's
Howard?
right.
Nobody wants a slut.
Believe me,
I thought that
no
was a
one.
tattoo you had on your arm.
No.
No, you don't want
Not
to.
about that.
No.
You're not going to be a slut.
No.
Howard
thank you.
had his moment where, you know, he
Yeah.
got
I was a
free.
slut.
Yes.
And he
You were a
thought
slut.
he was
Oh.
going to cut a swath
Wow.
It lasted a very short
the
time.
country.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
going to
yeah.
take it all.
Yes. And then
Beth.
So that's it.
Beth.
You got a home run there.
But I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
I did go a little wild.
Did you?
And I think
Do you think you have to give yourself some time to...
I don't think I can even imagine. Like,
What?
Really?
no.
that's why you're depressed.
You think?
Yeah, you're
No.
laying at home by yourself.
No, I got 4 kids, honey, and I have to tell you
And
that
how are you going to work that all out?
that's fantastic.
How are you going to go out and date?
Well, you know, I don't really even think of dating, to tell you the truth. Is
You
that-
have to be thinking of, listen, it has to have been a while for you in terms of sex.
No, actually, that's not true.
What do you mean?
You know, Kelly and I have a lot of issues, and sex wasn't one of them.
Oh, this sounds perfect to me.
Sounds like the greatest marriage ever.
You know, I have
Well, wait
to
a
say,
second. If you are not married after a while,
yes, a while, okay.
you know, let's say
Yeah.
a while goes by.
Okay, let's say 6 months from now.
I
Just
wonder,
me.
I see you in some sort of powerful relationship.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
You think like with some heavy hitter lesbo?
Yeah.
Like, give me an example,
Let
maybe.
me see who I could see you with.
What do you think?
Well, Lindsay Lohan had her moment.
Too young, honey, too young. Way too young.
Oh,
Yeah, but
doesn't matter.
she's really sad.
And I have an anti-fame rule as
Oh,
far
is
as
that
dating.
right?
Is that true?
Yes, you're not allowed to be famous if I date you.
Too bad you and Oprah want to hook up. Then you really change
Well,
the world.
that would be a huge story, wouldn't it?
Wow.
What would happen with that? I can hardly imagine.
I
Yeah,
don't
the two
know, I
of
don't
you
know.
couldn't go anywhere.
No, except for a buffet where we would both eat a lot.
Why are there always gay rumors about Oprah?
I don't know. I mean, you know, I think she's never been married.
Go ahead.
And she's exceptionally close to Gail. And I don't know that she and Gail are necessarily doing each other, but I think that they are emotionally the equivalent of,
A gay couple.
pretty much from what it appears to me. They wear rings. They go travel together. She does not have a
They
husband.
wear rings?
Yeah.
I didn't even know
I
that.
didn't know
So let me
that.
ask you something.
Yeah.
When you are together with your inner circle,
Yes.